Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Studios with your weather update here on your February the 17th, 2026. Well, we started off today with a lot of sunshine, but we've got a lot of high clouds blowing in across the area, and those clouds are really going to kind of thicken things up as we go forward tonight. That's going to keep the temperatures up a bit, and we're not going to see a whole lot of way of sunshine, probably not until the second half of the upcoming weekend, and with that sunshine, there'll be colder temperatures as well. Now, before we get into this full update, if you're new here to our YouTube channel, let me introduce myself. I'm Meteorologist Greg Majewski, and I'm on a mission to build a professional 24-hour weather channel, and you can help. All you got to do is please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future updates, because the bigger we can make our audience, the better it'll be for us to attract potential sponsors to help us with the capital investments we need to do. So please join our family. All right, let's go ahead and get into this update as we're looking at Brasstown Bald, showing those clouds moving in here across North Georgia. Also seeing that down there toward Helena as well for this afternoon with temperatures in the lower 60s. Not too bad out there. A little bit of that filtered sunshine action, and seeing more of the same down toward Lake Lanier as well for this afternoon. Still a little blue skies here and there, but again, we're going to see generally becoming mostly cloudy skies as we go in here for tonight. I notice the winds are pretty calm out there for today, but I suspect that's going to change tomorrow as we're going to get a little more southerly winds start to kick on in across the area. Now, as we look at our local radar, it is quiet here for the moment. We may see some spotty showers, I think, maybe going into Thursday, but really we're tracking the main rain threat for right now coming into Friday and going into your Saturday for this upcoming weekend, as we're going to wait for a front to move in. It's going to kind of get hung up a little bit before it kind of moves on through, so at least some opportunities to bring some needed rainfall. Satellite picture continues to show the clouds kind of sneaking in here from the west and kind of moving on in here a little bit, so we're going to see mostly cloudy skies not only for tomorrow, but really kind of lingering into that weekend. We're not going to see a whole lot of way of real sunshine like we've had here the last couple of days. Now, as we look at our regional radar, again, temperatures warming up nicely out there, well into the 60s, even got a 70 over there in Birmingham, and I expect our temperatures to be similar for tomorrow, despite the fact we're going to have more clouds in the area. We're also going to have that southerly wind to keep us on the mild side as well. Now, let's go ahead and look at our latest model data. We're looking at our North American model here as we go in for the next 84 hours. Again, this model's going to kick off a lot of more moisture. You're going to think, oh, wow, look at all the rain coming in on Wednesday. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the atmosphere is just going to be too dry for that right now. But as we go into this upcoming weekend, especially going into Thursday and into Friday, you notice that light green is going to turn a little bit darker green. Watch what happens as we go into Friday. There we go. As we're going to start seeing this front moving on in the area. Now, this front, as it moves on in, it's going to get a little hung up in here a little bit. So as we go into the tail end of this run, you're going to see it kind of moving on into the area and kind of fizzles just a little bit. But when I switch over to the European model and we track the rest of this, you see it's a little more active there on the European model. Watch what happens with the rain coming back at us going into overnight Friday into Saturday, and then it doesn't start clearing North Georgia until we get into Saturday afternoon. So what I suspect we're going to have rain on Friday night, looks like the high rain chance on Friday night, Saturday morning, as we're timing out right now as of Tuesday, and then hopefully we'll clear out for the second half of the weekend. But you notice that blue line coming on in here, racing in here into your Sunday morning. So that's our freezing line right in here. Yeah, we got a little snows up here into the Smokies, but again, this is going to be moving on to the south, and look how far south this blue line is going to get. It's going to get a lot colder. Sunday's going to be definitely a chilly day, and then going into Monday and Tuesday are probably going to be pretty cold here, as we'll have some lighter winds in here as we go into early next week. And then once we get in past Tuesday, watch this. So as we go into Tuesday, still holding on to that blue, holding on there Tuesday morning, but as we go into Wednesday, those blue quickly moves on out. That wind's going to shift around from the south and west, and we'll warm up big time here going into Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So again, a brief hit and run with the cold weather coming in for a couple days, and then we're going to warm back up to above normal temperatures going into middle part of next week. So here's our forecast maps. Let's go take a look at this. Again, this from our friends from the National Weather Service. Kind of watch the little timestamp on the top as we kind of go into your Wednesday. Again, quiet here for Wednesday, no problems here. As we go into your Thursday, I might see a chance of a shower. I do have a scattered shower threat here on Thursday, but again, the main rain threat is going to be coming in on Friday with the frontal system Friday and into Friday night. That's going to linger into Saturday as that front's going to get stalled a little bit as a little wave kind of forms along that boundary. And then as we go into Sunday, we clear on out here nicely as we go into Sunday. It's also going to turn breezy in here as well, so we're going to have to deal with colder temperatures and a bit of a wind chill going in there into Sunday. That wind may linger a bit into Monday as well. Those wind chills could have a bite to them going into Monday morning. We'll have to watch it closely. It just depends on how cold the thickness of that cold air is when it moves into the area. And then Tuesday, the highs on top of us, the wind should diminish. And then once that high pressure begins to shift off toward the east, as it does so, we'll see that westerly wind kick back in here and warm us right back up as we go to Wednesday and Thursday of next week. All right, so here's our forecast for tomorrow. Again, more cloud cover, cloudy, 66-49, above normal temperatures both for the high and low as we go into your Wednesday forecast. And of course, with all those clouds coming in tonight, nowhere near as cold as we've seen the last few mornings. We're not even having any 30s out there, mostly 40s and even 50s for overnight lows here going into your Wednesday morning. And daytime highs similar to today's, mostly in the 60s and a few 70s out there for the western zones, but above normal temperatures. And they'll get even milder still as we go into Thursday and Friday. Regionally, the entire southeast will be dealing with some form of cloud cover across the area and unseasonably mild temperatures. 73 in Columbia, 77 in Jackson. Well, that's warm. 79 in Jacksonville, 70 in Nashville, and 70 over in Memphis. The rest of the 7-day forecast looking like this. Again, we're shooting into the 70s there for Gainesville for Thursday and Friday. That rain chance for Friday, Saturday. Again, that Saturday rain chance, I think, will be during the morning. I think we taper off into the afternoon. But look at the high there on Sunday, 55 degrees. And then we only got it in the 40s for highs on Monday and Tuesday. Lows dropping down to the mid-20s as we go toward Tuesday. Now, that day 6 and 7 forecast will probably tweak just a little bit there. But I do, again, anticipate a big rebound in those temperatures going into Wednesday and Thursday of next week, at least according to the latest model guidances we're seeing right now where those fronts are situated. And so, those of you thought we were done with winter, the calendar still says February, not quite there yet. So we'll see what happens with this brief cold snap moving in, as I do expect us to warm back up. And then looking beyond that, it looks like we're going to warm up, and then there's another front coming into the following weekend. It seems like we're kind of turning out these cold fronts coming in on the weekends, unfortunately. All right, hey, that is y'all's update for now. Again, appreciate you guys checking us out here on the YouTube channel. Please join our family. Hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future weather updates. All right, you guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great and safe evening. Bye-bye.